Thursday morning, beautiful day, time to get some breakfast into me, pack up, and get the heck out of here. So just a heads up, the first 8:10, 8:12 of this video is mainly me in camp, breaking camp, getting my breakfast ready, and a little bit of chat. If that part doesn't interest you, and you want to skip ahead to where I'm talking about the weather conditions on the lake, doing the paddle over to the access road, and then doing all the portaging, which is the best part in my opinion was the portaging. Loved it. Skip ahead and go from there. Hey folks, so it's Thursday, day 6, and I've already started taking down the tent, put away the big deluxe sleeping pad. This is the one I use for canoe tripping where there's no portages, 3 inches thick, ultra comfortable. I have a smaller one for trips that might involve portages or bicycle touring. I'll be using that on my trip next week. Tent, North Face Rock 22, sleeping bag, Marmot 800 filled down, -9 degrees, Gore dry loft fill. And we're packing up. The marine forecast for the next few days is absolute crap. You can't tell from looking at this little protected bay. The wind's actually coming toward us here. All protected by those cliffs over there. Out on the main lake, they're calling for waves 2 meters plus. And not really where I want to go in October in an open canoe. So, cooking up breakfast right now, and going to pack up, and I'll give you a further update in a moment. Breakfast: dehydrated hash browns, dehydrated onions, dehydrated mushrooms, dehydrated ground beef, throw in a little oregano, some spicy seasoning, and some olive oil. Going to fry that up, throw in a few eggs. Breakfast is on the way, and the plan today, I don't know if I'm even in focus here, get the sun out of there. The plan today is we're going to end this trip early, unfortunately, running out of time. I was hoping to be back Thursday, Friday as it was. Today is Thursday. I'm behind schedule due to the weather, but that's quite alright. I'm getting picked up. I'm going to paddle a short distance down the lake that way. I don't know if you see that. If not, maybe I'll edit that out. And then there's a rough trail. That access road is unmaintained, unserviced. I'm going to portage everything up about 500 meters to a gravel road, and that's where I'm getting picked up this afternoon, getting shuttled back into town, and then I'll start putting all this footage together for a series of videos. There'll be more coming up before I head out though. That's it for now. I'm going to have some breakfast. My coffee is over there, and that's where I should be. That's right. Breakfast is almost ready. Just cracked in the 3 eggs. Gonna let them fry up for a little bit. Flip them, finish them up, and then serve them up on my plate and stuff my face. Looking forward to it. This down sleeping bag, this Marmot down bag, -9. I've had this bag for, let me see, 17 and a half years, 18 years. It has served me well. This is the bag I had both times I did the Vancouver Island sea kayak circumnavigation, setting speed records both times. Not doing speed records anymore, just in it for fun now. And this is also the sleeping bag I had with me when I did the 6,000 kilometer solo cross Canada canoe trip back in 2004. Vancouver Island trips, those were 2007 and 2010. And yeah, I have no complaints with this sleeping bag at all. Instead of the original stuff sack, which is not waterproof, I use a 10-liter ultralight dry bag for it. Keep her nice and dry. In the 17, almost 18 years that I've had it, I've never once had a problem with it getting wet. It is down, but it also has Gore dry loft, so it is very, very water resistant. It's been an excellent bag. Next year I'm going to supplement this, not replace it, but supplement it with probably about a 0-degree bag, probably the Marmot Neverwinter bag, something comparable to that. Something lightweight for bicycle touring, maybe backpacking and canoe tripping in the summer months. This is October. I did a trip in September as well with this bag, bicycle trip. Both nights very, very warm, half the night, not even zipped up in the bag for the bike trip, and this trip here in mid-October. zipped up the bag sometimes, not every night, and it's more than warm enough. It's been a great bag. I need something a little bit lighter for the summertime, for the cooler months, the shoulder season, like November, March trips, things like that. A little bit of colder weather stuff. I have this guy's Big Brother. It's a -18 version, also Marmot, 800 filled down, and core dry loft. That's at home sitting on the shelf. Another excellent sleeping bag. You'll probably see that in some upcoming videos, probably in November. Anyway, there's the sleeping bag. And as I mentioned earlier, the deluxe sleeping pad for when weight doesn't really matter. I bought a little brother to this guy, a different model. You'll probably see that next week on the bicycle trip I have coming up, but more on that later. Time to get packed up. Clothing bag, waterproof Pelican for some of the electronics, and of course the tent. Nice little bonus from last night. We didn't get all the rain that we were expected to get. It was supposed to be rain basically all night long, including possibility of thunderstorms. Well, we got some showers around between, I'd say, 7 and 9 p.m. and then it pretty much let off. And I didn't hear any rain all night long. Slept in until 9:30. And I had the bonus of putting away a completely dry tent today, which I did not expect. Figured I'd be going home, going out in the workshop, opening up the tent bag and hanging this to dry all night. Same with some other gear, but everything's dry. Talk about a bonus. I'll take it. Okay folks, last day of the trip. I'm still here at Jervis Bay. I talked to you a little bit earlier, heading out, getting picked up due to the wind conditions. That island you see off in the distance, that is Spar Island. 6.5 to 7 kilometers away, and probably can't see it on the camera, but there's a constant line of breaking waves over there right now. I can see them from here. Some of them are just going off like crazy. That's some of the open water of Lake Superior. Even there, it's partially protected from islands further over that way. That's why I'm not going out paddling today. They were calling for 2-meter waves. Looking at this from 6.5, 7 kilometers away, those are pretty big waves on the inside. I'm going to zoom in, but I don't know, this probably isn't going to show up at all. So this is as much as I can zoom in. It looks a bit blurry from the back screen, but I don't know. I'll know when I download this onto the computer and start editing it. But she's big over there. So I'm going to load up the canoe here now, and we're going to motor on out of here and head for the pickup zone where I'm getting picked up in an hour and a half, 2 hours. of this trip. It's not a long one. And we're heading out today to get picked up. The rain forecast the next few days is absolutely stupidly insane. I may be not the brightest guy sometimes, but I'm not stupid enough to take a solo canoe out there right now. Cold water, big wind, big waves. Forecast waves today is about 6.5 to 7 feet, a couple meters. Could go 2.5 meters. What I see from 7 kilometers away, Far Island, all the way from over here, I see nothing but breaking waves over there. It's just nuts out there. But I'm not out there, man. And we're heading into the beach here now, and we're going to start rocking her on up. Do a little turn in here, and here we are. And have my coffee. I'm going to pack this and start the portage up to the gravel road. And yeah, if I'd known I was going to be doing a 500-meter uphill portage, the barrel would have stayed home, a 60-liter barrel. Or if I had decided to bring it anyways, knowing about the portage, I have a barrel harness at home. I would have brought it. Oh well. Funny thing is here, I actually forgot that I like doing these portages. It may sound funny, but I actually really enjoyed this part of the trip. Doing the whole portage out of here, I really enjoyed this. And no, I'm not kidding. It's one of the highlights of the trip looking back. I just love October and the fall colors. Man, this is fun. And this part here is actually a lot steeper than it looks. Kind of rugged too, some loose rocks. Fun stuff. So I think we're getting near the top of this little road and up to the main gravel road. That's where my ride's going to be soon. Got the pack, the barrel, the water bottle, all that stuff up here to this point. Tripod's there too, of course, but whatever. And here's a second steeper section. Video doesn't really do it a lot of justice, but fairly steep here, fairly steep going up there. I think that's the last big rise. And I just came up a part that was pretty good too. Or I'm about to, actually. I gotta go down to the bottom of the hill and get the canoe. Here we go. That camera stays in place. And here we go. On up the hill. There's a steep section coming up again. Just did a fairly good section. All part of the fun, I say. There was a time when I didn't really like portaging canoes that much. Figured it was a pain in the butt. That all changed 17 years ago. That's when I did the big 6,000 kilometer solo canoe trip across much of Canada. Some of the paddling days were so long, 50, 60, 80 kilometers or more. Once in a while, the portage, you look at it as a break. Not the first one though. That one was 51 kilometers. Can't say that was fun. All part of the adventure though, right? We're nearing the top here now. Getting a little steeper. I came down this a few weeks ago. My new touring bike. That was quite the adventure too. I might actually come take a ride back out here next week for a few days camping again. Kind of like it out here. I'm going to take a break here. Go back, shuttle up my other gear, get up to the main road. You see that? That's the new cherry canoe seat that I built this last week. Russ job. Realized the other one was shot. Turned out it's pretty darn comfortable. The top is just up around this corner. That's the gravel road there. So less than 100 meters to go for the canoe. Maybe a couple hundred meters for the rest of the stuff that's down there a little bit further. And it's just a waiting game. Gotta wait for my ride. If you're wondering why there's a Greenland paddle strapped to the pack, as well as the two canoe paddles, I had planned on getting some footage of paddling the canoe using the Greenland paddle, but the way things worked out, just never got to that. And the main gravel road is just ahead of where I am right now, and I'm just about ready to take the pack off. Victory! ETA of my ride, 3:30. Current time, 3:39. Perfect. I could use a little rest before I load this stuff onto the car and into the car for the ride back into town. I think there's a cold beer in my very near future this evening. Yeah, there is. More than one. Yeah, true story. End of trip.